What's up, guys? It's Kristen from Anime Collective. I've been wanting to do another recommendation video, so I decided to do one this week. Anywho, I can't wait to talk about these series, so let's get into the recommendations. First up is Jagan. Jagan is one of the best manga I've ever read, and it's written by one of the creators of Blue Lock, Muneyuki Kaneshiro, with art by Kensuke Nishida. It has yet to be published in English yet, but I'm hoping it is one day soon. Definitely one of my most wanted print releases. Jagan is one of my favorites because it has elements of horror that make it similar to others I love like Gantz and Parasite. But while it's reminiscent of those and is right up my alley as a result, it's very much its own thing. It's easy to compare Jagan to Parasite because the MCs are both infested by parasites, which would normally take over their hosts, but in both cases they manage to somewhat control it. In Jagan, these parasites are parasitic frogs called frenzied frogs that morph their hosts into these terrifying visions and once turned are appropriately called fractured humans. The monstrous forms they take on are a representation of their deepest and strongest desires, which is really unique. Like Gantz, it's very graphic in nature, it's bloody, gory, shocking at times, and it holds nothing back. There's also a great deal of mystery in both that make them intriguing too. That being said, if you enjoy manga like these, you'll definitely enjoy Jagan. Not to mention the fact that it has some of the best art I've ever seen and some of my favorite panels in all of manga. The character designs are great, their expressions as well, but it's the designs of the fractured humans that I love the most. They are nightmarish and they bring the host's innermost desires to light in a physical form. Up next is Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a heartfelt series about an elf and a mage named Frieren who is embarking on a new journey to carry out the final wishes of her comrades. Her party defeated the Demon King and brought peace to the world, but after losing one of her friends to old age, she looks back on their times together. The series follows Frieren, who lives a near-immortal life as she makes up for lost time and seeks to know more about her comrades and the human experience. We all want to feel connected, but sometimes we just don't know how, and Frieren Beyond Journey's End explores this deeply. Among a fantasy backdrop where demons reside and magic and heroes exist, we get a story that is refreshingly relatable and real. It's easy to connect with Frieren's journey, and it's one of the most compelling as well as touching fantasy stories I've read as of late. To top it all off, there are no cliches in this story, and the ideas as well as the themes that are explored are fresh. Frieren Beyond Journey's End debuted not too long ago, but is already one of my favorite fantasy stories. It will capture your heart from the get-go, but the story and characters develop in a way that keeps you invested. The artwork is incredibly powerful too. The feelings of the characters are displayed beautifully, but it's how the past and the present collide together seamlessly in this story that make it a true standout. An anime for Frieren Beyond Journey's End is confirmed to be releasing in the fall 2023 anime season. Definitely something I'm looking forward to as well. In Witch Hat Atelier, we follow a young girl named Coco who wants to be a witch. Her dream, however, feels out of reach because in this world, magic users are born, not made. Just when she's about to give up, she meets a traveling witch named Keyfree, whose curious way of performing magic gives her hope that one day, her dream may very well come true. Keyfree becomes her mentor and takes her in, and she, along with other apprentices, studies and trains to become a witch. The friendship that forms between Coco and the other apprentices is heartwarming to watch, but there's an air of darkness and danger that's always lurking in this series. It's a whimsical, lighthearted read, but as we learn more about this world and the curtain is lifted, we realize that everything is not as it seems. The story is incredible and the magical system that exists within this series is unique, but it's the art, which is absolutely breathtaking, that sets this one apart from the rest. Witch Hat Atelier has some of the best manga panels, and I was continuously amazed by its art. The dynamic way in which the panels flow from page to page and the unique way in which they are structured make it unlike any other manga I've ever read before. The artwork is delicate but highly detailed, and the contrast is incredible too. What excites me most about the art in Witch Hat, though, is how the art of magic and the emotions that come with mastering it are conveyed. There's so much to marvel at in this series, and it'll awaken your sense of wonder. Pluto is Naoki Urasawa's take on Astro Boy's The Greatest Robot on Earth arc, and is one of my favorite sci-fi manga to release to date. In the postscripts of the volumes, I read that the son of Osamu Tezuka first said no to Urasawa's proposal, but after meeting with him, later accepted with one condition. He had to go toe-to-toe with his dad and create something entirely different and new. The combination of Tezuka and Urasawa, who has already created masterful works like Monster and 20th Century Boys, is a no-brainer given what they both have achieved in the type of works they create. What Urasawa adds to Astro Boy is an air of mystery, a story where the world's greatest robots are being hunted down and killed by an unknown killer. Instead of the main character being Astro Boy, or Atom as he's called in Pluto, we follow a detective who is a robot, but through his actions and interactions with others, we see that he's very much human. In Pluto and Astro Boy, the human and robot relationship and how the line between the two is so often blurred is explored. Urasawa delves into this even further in Pluto and showcases the struggles and discrimination that robots face in this world. The big thing Pluto really questions, though, is what happens when the line between robot and human no longer exists and human-like emotions such as hatred and sadness are brought into the mix. Being that it's set in a post-war society and highlights the aftermath that war has had on the people, both robot and human alike, it's many times a heartbreaking, harrowing read, but it's also thrilling and exciting thanks to the mystery and action that fills its pages as well. Urasawa didn't stray too far from Astro Boy, so it's a respectful retelling, but it breaks the mold also. As a result, it's one that fans of the original series will find familiarity with, but it offers an entirely new experience too. It's a fantastic retelling and has one of the most enthralling stories and some of the most striking panels I've seen in manga. Ganable by Masaki Ninomiya is one of the most underrated manga in the horror genre and is a hidden gem. When we are first introduced to our main character, he has just moved to a remote village in the mountains with his family, but it's not just any ordinary village. It's one that's shrouded in a lot of mystery. More terrifying than that is a place where cannibals are rumored to reside. Everyone jokes about this at first, but when the local policeman goes missing and our MC is sent in to take over his post, he begins to wonder whether or not these rumors are actually true and starts to investigate. The only problem is that one particular family in the area doesn't like him poking around in their business. It reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a lot of ways because there's the townsfolk and then there's the main family, in this case the Goto family, that puts the whole town in a state of unease. The townspeople acknowledge them, but they don't pry into their lives. It's a rather suspenseful but also horrifying read as a result, and it constantly puts you on edge. Through his interactions with the people in this town, but also the Goto family, you uncover the mystery alongside the MC and others. There are some pretty gruesome scenes in this series, but it's a mysterious and thrilling series as well. Ganable has not been printed in English yet, but it has been printed in a number of different languages, including French and Italian. I really hope we get an English release one day. I've read a lot of horror manga over the years, and Ganable is one of the most exciting and best new horror series I've read. This next one is a mouthful. It's the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, and it's a harem manga at its extreme. Not just because our main character, thanks to a god's error, has not one but 100 soulmates, but also because it stands out from the pack with its unconventional MC and endearing cast of characters. This isn't your everyday harem or romance manga. It has so much more than that. It will make you laugh a lot with its out there and over-the-top humor and situations, but it will make you feel as well thanks to the relatability of its characters. The girls in particular all have insecurities and struggles that I relate to. I also really enjoy the fact that Rintaro isn't your typical MC. He isn't creepy in any way, and you can tell he really cares for his girlfriends and appreciates them all for who they are. He celebrates what makes them unique and finds them to be beautiful in their own ways, and I really like this about him. Watching him try to maintain harmony between all of these girls proves to be hilarious, but The 100 Girlfriends is a heartwarming read as well. It's the interactions between the girls that move me the most though, because you see them connect with one another and become close friends. A lot of these girls didn't have friends previously, so it's awesome to see them making connections, as well as opening up more to the idea that it's okay to let others in. There are many times throughout this series that you'll ask yourself, what the hell is going on? But this is part of the 100 Girlfriends' undeniable charm. This next one, Summertime Rendering, follows Shinpei, a young man who returns to his hometown of Hitogashima Island for his funeral of his childhood friend Ushio. However, upon his arrival, Shinpei discovers that Ushio's death was shrouded in mysterious circumstances. Determined to uncover the truth behind his friend's death, Shinpei begins to investigate a mysterious presence on the island that could have been responsible. As he delves deeper into the island's dark secrets, Shinpei realizes that this presence poses a serious threat to the safety of everyone he loves. With the fate of his hometown and the people he cares about at stake, Shinpei must use all of his wit and strength to stop the dangerous forces at work, all the while protecting Ushio's little sister Mio in the process. Needless to say, it's a mysterious series. Part of what makes Summertime Rendering such an engaging supernatural mystery is its use of the death loop story mechanic. The death loop is a concept that has been explored in other manga, but it's the way it's used and evolved upon in this series that makes it a truly unique entry. Also, the cast of characters is extremely well developed. By the end of the story, every character plays a crucial role. On top of that, the lore surrounding the island was so interesting, I could not put this series down. I highly recommend Summertime Rendering to anyone who enjoys horror, supernatural, or mystery. At only 13 volumes, the pacing is great and twists happen at every turn, so it's a quick but also well thought out and impactful series that knows how to keep you on your toes. Udon recently released the series in both paperback and hardcover releases if you'd like to check it out. This next one, Dandadan, is probably no surprise because I've talked about it on the channel before and is one that's relatively hyped, but I have to keep talking about it on the channel because it is one of my favorite ongoing series. Dandadan is up there with series like Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise, Call of the Night, and Oshinoko for me, and this is a huge compliment because these are some of my tops released within the past few years. Dandadan is set in a world that has both sci-fi elements like aliens and supernatural elements like ghosts in it. Instead of focusing on one or the other, the two collide in this world, and this makes it unique and intriguing. Dandadan follows Momo, who comes across a boy named Kin that's being bullied. Because of her kind heart and her knack for jumping into situations without thinking, she ends up confronting the bullies and saving Kin. In return, he takes this opportunity to try and make a friend and attempts to connect with her by talking about one of his favorite topics, the occult. Momo rejects his claims but says that she believes in ghosts. On the flip side, Kin believes in aliens, but he doesn't believe in ghosts. Momo and Kin set up a challenge to determine who is right. Momo will go to a fabled local alien hotspot, and Kin will go to a fabled local ghost hotspot. Both of them arrive at their destinations, and funnily enough, it turns out that both of them were correct. Because of their discoveries, their lives are turned upside down. Now they have to navigate the supernatural and sci-fi worlds they have stumbled into, all the while working to return their lives back to normal. There's something endearing about Dandadan, and its charm is undeniable. It's quirky and wacky, but in a lovable way, and I love every single thing about it. Viz are releasing this series now if you'd like to check it out. Also, I really hope an anime is on the way soon. There have been rumors that one is on the way, but no confirmation as to whether or not these rumors are true yet. Here's hoping. I recently did a video on my top upcoming new manga series releasing in 2023, but since then, even more series I'm excited about have been announced. One such series is Yomotsu Heigi, Scions of the Underworld, and is one I've definitely added to my list of most anticipated releases of 2023. Yomotsu Heigi, Scions of the Underworld is the latest from Masasumi Kakizaki, the creator of Green Blood and the artist of one of my all-time favorite seinen, Rainbow. And Seven Seas are releasing the series for the first time with English translation in February 2024. The story follows Nana Karatsugu, who used to be a police officer until his wife and child were murdered and he sought revenge by any means necessary. In a new quest for vengeance after he's released from prison, he discovers that a mortal wound won't kill him. A confrontation with a mysterious girl shows Nawa that he's eaten the fruit of Yomotsu Heigi, the tree in the realm of the dead, and now he's an immortal with monstrous powers. The girl is a god of death who wants his help to fight other dangerous immortals. If you're a fan of cosmic horror, you'll want to keep an eye out for this one. The artwork is absolutely incredible and is highly detailed in this series as expected from Masasumi Kakizaki, and is one of the most exciting new supernatural manga I've read as of late. Not one, but two of Shinichi Sakamoto's manga are releasing in 2023. In addition to Innocent, which is being released by Dark Horse, DRCL Midnight Children is being printed with English translation thanks to Viz. Shinichi Sakamoto showcases his highly realistic and detailed art yet again in this series, but is also one of my favorites thanks to his subject matter. DRCL Midnight Children is based on Dracula by Bram Stoker. Horror is one of my favorite genres, so I couldn't wait to see how Shinichi Sakamoto would reimagine this original classic. Set in the quintessential Gothic setting in the 19th century, the landscapes as well as the backdrops that Shinichi Sakamoto drew further bring the world of Dracula to life, and our MC Mina is a well-written and strong character. DRCL Midnight Children pays homage to the classic by maintaining the same atmosphere and feel of the original, but it brings the series into the modern day and age with the topics and themes it explores. Viz is releasing the first volume of DRCL Midnight Children on September 19, 2023, and is a hardcover release. It's one of my most anticipated of 2023, and I hope you'll check it out. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you'll find a series or multiple series that you're excited to check out. If you're looking for even more manga recommendations, I have 2 other videos featuring even more amazing series you can get into. If you're looking for new manga you can pick up in 2023, be sure to check out my most anticipated releases that are releasing throughout the year. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.